What's good, everybody? It's your boy DJ Ad McCree, and yes, I'm doing this video again. This is an overview this time of this plugin, which is called Hive. And yeah, this plugin right here is very, very, very powerful. And this right now, what you're looking at is the beta test. So if you were asking why, because I had a lot of people like, why I would donate to you for this plugin, and it's beta test, and you have it, but this is a beta test. This beta test will end the 2nd of June, and yeah, I have the super sad face. So I want to continue to provide for the community and give and make actual sound sets for this, because you know this is a very strong plugin for trap music in general. So this will be seen in a lot of people's houses. This will be stuff that people will use. So, you know, I just want to provide, basically. But yeah. Come here, dog. Anywho. Yeah, what you're looking at is basically Hive in a nutshell. And I was going to break it down because I actually know what is going on now. And this is also like my millionth time doing this video. So, basically what you're looking at, it has 2 oscillators and 2 sub-oscillators. Basically, these are the waveforms, which you can scroll through. If you have the mouse on top of the actual waveform itself, you can actually scroll through and see the different waveforms. You can also select the amount of voices that it has this way too, which will basically sound like this. So it'll start off. Let me go ahead and select the sawtooth. So if you have start with a sawtooth like this. Oops. Yeah, I gotta. Where am I at? Where am I at? There we go. Yeah. I'm not starting this over. This is like so many, I've done it so many times now. But yeah, you start with a basic sawtooth. And you add more voices. You can hear it. Hopefully y'all have your headphones on. And you detune it a little bit. There you go. Meet me in the trap. And that's not how it sounds. I know that. So I don't sound like that. But anyways. Yeah. And you can control the octaves by going through the octaves right here. Semitones. Pretty good for if you want to make chord sounds and stuff like that with oscillators. It also has pan. You can, if you have it and you don't have the parameter set all the way, you can't set it back. You know, you got those weird wiggly fingers, like I have wiggly hands. You can just double left click on it and it will set it back to what is normal. This controls the width, which is basically having it how spread it is from mono to stereo. Okay, and then volume and semitone is it's obvious. But what's not obvious is that, you know, if you go to Oscillator 2, which you have soloed or whatever, that you cannot hear it. And the reason why is because you have to activate that. Woo! See there? But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and activate the sub-bass oscillator, or sub-oscillator, which gives it a good amount of flavor to the sound, you know. So basically, you have that the sub oscillator to back you up. So if you really want to add something else to the saw, like a sub bass, there you have it. And I'm gonna go ahead and drop the app. So all right. So moving on, you got the filters. It starts off as a bypass. This filter by default is on, and it works with this right here, with this oscillator right here. And as such, you can take oscillator 2 and route it to oscillator 1. Oscillator 2 and route it to filter 1. So don't be afraid of that. So you got different settings right here that you can select, and you can obviously select the input gain. And there's cutoff, resonance, and volume here as well. However, if you're going to mess with the cutoff and all that without selecting this, like I did, like an idiot, it will sound like this. Nothing. So basically, you got to select a low band passing. Then you have your results. Talking bass. Okay, now another non-obvious thing is the LFO, but by default, it is not on, obviously. So basically, what you got to do is set it to either the left or the right, which yields different results. So you can select different shapes for your LFO. That's a sine triangle, saw up, saw down, and etc. You can actually see how those look like in here. And how's it sound? That's how the LFO sounds like. LFO is very rhythmic. It might make you think it's the arpeggiator itself, but there's a basic use for that, and I will get into that later of why the LFO exists. You have here your ADSR, attack, decay, release, sustain, release, etc. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn on to LFO, and I'm going to work with the sound. Now, for those who want to make pluck sounds, there are two ways to make pluck sounds, and this is one of the ways right here. You can do short pluck by selecting that down arrow. The sound itself is not going to be very loud. You can do, there's two ways of doing it. You can either do this, create the output, or you can just increase this right here. Which is decay. And you just go back to initial to set that. Or you can just go ahead and do it like this. And that works exactly the same. And you can just double click on that to set it back. Velocity reacts as in 100%, which means there is no velocity. So basically, if you want velocity and you want your sounds to have different reactions depending on how your MIDI keyboard is set up, my MIDI keyboard itself is weighted. It has weighted keys, so it reacts as such. But I don't want velocity. Okay, and these are the different route things. How you actually get to this, and the route matrix goes all the way up to 12, which I haven't mentioned in any of the videos. Yeah. So you go and you click on the matrix right here. Now, what I'm going to do here is going to probably flip a lot of people's minds. It may not, whatever. It's cool. So I'm going to set LFO 1, which you can set the source of any of the sources that you want. You just got to know which one that you want to set it to and how it's going to affect your sound. And I'm going to do via mod 1 as well, because that way I can actually, so what that's basically saying is that I'm going to use this LFO, which, yeah, and in conjunction with that, I'm going to use mod 1, which mod 1 is this ADSR. So with that being said, I'm just going to go ahead and do such. So I'm going to press the sound. Nothing happened. Guess why? Because you have to set the parameter knob either to the left or right. Let me put my headphones on. And nothing happened because I'm silly. What you have to do is I mapped it to the cutoff. The reason what it's going to do is it's going to emulate the cutoff. It's going to emulate the cutoff. So with it emulating the cutoff, okay, I went a little bit too deep here. This is some advanced stuff. So that's how you map the cutoff. If you have it too high or too low, I mean, you can adjust the cutoff and it will still react the same way. You also can still mess with the LFO. In that manner. Cool stuff. Setting the distortion. This has strong distortion features. One other thing I kind of, it might change. I think they actually are changing it on the final version. Is I would like to actually do more, do like a double distortion, like select one distortion then select another distortion. But you know, to each his own. And there might be other ways that you could do it, anyways. But anyways, that's one thing I have to say. So, anyways, we're gonna go into the arps and sequencer. You can set the arpeggiation by going like this. And I'm going to turn this off real quick. And you got to turn the octaves on, of course. So you got arpeggiation. And, you know, you have your different directions you want it. I'm going to tell you right now, that's not what's popping. What's popping is this right here. The actual record and play part of this. This part actually is probably one of the best parts of this particular plugin, which gives you so many options of doing stuff and makes stuff so much easier as well. So I have it on record. What this does is gonna record step by step what I play on the keyboard. So I'm gonna play C sharp, D sharp, E, and I believe A sharp. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to go ahead and put it on play mode, and once you put it on play mode, this is what's going to happen when you hold down the key. Yeah. For those that are familiar with Shawty Red, and I mentioned his name with love and care, as well as Metro Boomin, which Metro Boomin reminds me of Shawty Red so much, and at his age now, when Shawty Red was at his age back then. Anywho, this is a powerful tool. This is one of those tools that I always wanted to deal with. It was something was close like this in the EMU Orbit, which is a sound rack, and this is something I didn't mention in other videos. But yeah, anyways, yeah, that is a very powerful tool in itself, as well as being able to route different things. And you also can route. Let's go back to effects. You can route to the effects. You can't route to this part, but you can route to certain effects. And I'm actually going to go into that in more detail now. And these affect the sound in different ways. And it's basically dirty. It's kind of like an analogish kind of feel to it. And if you're actually messing with certain parameters or whatnot, and I'm going to go back to this real quick. I'm going to turn this off. When you get, and you make a mistake and you don't know what you did, undo button right here. Not too many plugins I know of that have that. I don't know any of at all, off the tip of my tongue. I think Serum had it at one time. I don't know. I have a demo version of Serum, so you know what it is. But that's what kind of makes this easily slide into the top 5 plugins this year. And I understand why everybody got mad at me about Hive. All the other people that was talking about the other plugins, you know, it's fine. Do what you do. I'm cool with that. What your opinions are. I'm very fine with that. My word is not gold, and this is not just my word. It's by other people and they're voting, which you can vote on my website. But anyways, now people might want to do certain things like be able to play fifths or whatever. So if you wanted to be like that, and just because maybe simply, let me put this back on my ear. You set it right here, and you can set the from poly to mono to legato to dual, and you guys set the glide and how much glide you want in it. It's pretty cool. You might want to play with that. But anyways, let's go ahead and go to the actual beat. I actually made a track using this, using 4 of those. So we're gonna play this. This is I think I've already said it, but it's also going to be for download. The FLP will be, so y'all will have time to play with it until June 2nd, until you get it, or however you get it. You know, get it how you live. But yeah, here it goes. Oops, I meant to say 3, 2, 1. Yeah, it's very loud. Yeah, and I only use like an instance of Nexus, which is the choir sound. I didn't make the choir sound in there, which probably kind of sets it off. So what do you have here? Okay, so I have this sound. And I actually messed with this sound in prior videos to show people just other things about this. And I don't know why it's not loading. Oh, because it's up here. And I'm going to move this over here real quick, as it's kind of going out of whack here. Look how much memory I'm using right now. Nothing really huge is going on with that sound itself. I just added the distortion and using the chorus. I was just kind of experimenting. And that I actually already demoed. I used the record to record that sequence. What I also did was use the filter to cutoff to add a little bit of a weird sound to the actual pluck. And filter 1 to the mod to its depth. To the depth of the modulation, which is right here. So yeah, I did what I did on that. The more precarious sound would be this right here, which is the bell sound, and how bell sounds actually work in every aspect of sound design is basically you have two sine waves, waveforms, and they're basically doing the exact same thing but at a different pitch, and you're setting it in such a manner to where you have no sustain and you have release. So also what I did also because I could not find ring modulation on here, I did was just put a little bit of delay on here. Use the LFO1, set at triangle, gate, etc. And just did what I does, cuz, and I took it and went to the delay mix, set it. So yeah, but now it's a little more intrusive, but I can adjust that by just adjusting the resonance. Resonance actually gives that bell sound to the higher part of the sine wave after you set it and set your ADSR to where it actually is a pluck sound. So yeah. Also, and I think I did because I was going too fast to make Oscillator 2 work, which I'm gonna turn it off real quick. That's how you actually turn on and off the oscillators and make them work. Because when I first started working with this, that was something I was struggling with very hard, and I did not understand how to make sub oscillator 1 or work with oscillator 1 and oscillator 2 to work, period, and sub oscillator 2 to work, period. Not to mention I didn't have the volume turned up either, so I was struggling for no reason. Yeah, I also have it. You also can solo these when you're actually making a sound, and I had it solo because I think I did not like the artifacts of the results of what I did with Oscillator 1, which I could have undid, but I didn't. As you see, it's a little bit like I can turn that down and work with that. So that's not so annoying now that I have that, but yeah. One of the last thing I did do was this right here. I did a bass. And but yeah, like I said, it's going to be for download, and I appreciate you all for your time. I hope y'all enjoyed this overview. Hopefully I did not leave out anything. If I did, just let me know in the comment section, and I will address it as such. If you have any information, which I appreciate everybody that's been giving me information back, because I respect that y'all have knowledge yourselves, and because I like learning as much as I like teaching and giving away knowledge. And that's actually how the community, how a production community should work, or a music community in general, especially in hip hop, because that's the only way we'll actually grow. But anyways, I appreciate y'all for y'all time. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm DJ Av, and I'm out.